Hope everybody's doing well. I've been real busy lately, but we're going to talk about a mixed bag of topics. I always like when people make comments, especially the genuine ones where people share their experiences. Or they genuinely reach out. I've said before that one of the main reasons that I have made this channel, other than to help people and, just express the truth about what's happening to people who are experiencing gang stalking, is to meet people. Okay, that's one of the things that we all need. We all need a friend. We all need, social contact with people who we can relate with, right? The problem with the targeted community is that people have become dysfunctional to the point where they are, paranoid. They are pretty skittish, and I can understand that. Okay, I get it. But, when somebody reaches out to you, when they, send you a message, they want to get a hold of you and hang out, and then you want to talk to them or whatever, and they are like, hey, I'm a TI, and, my phone is hacked, and, okay, well, why'd you get a hold of me? Okay, and, I get it, but if that's true, think about, you have to be consistent. Think about the reality of that. Okay, that's the way I look at it. Okay, I get it. Okay, there's things that you should probably not talk about on your phone. There's things that you shouldn't do. But at the same time, you have to live. Okay, you have to exist. And that's something that targeted individuals have to deal with. Whether they're, making friends at work or trying to exist, in whatever type of social environment, the risk that you're going to run into somebody who's going to betray you, even for people who aren't experiencing gang stalking, is a reality. It is. You have to get over that. I remember, talking to one person who was, really wondering how. People knew the things that they knew, if they could read their mind and all that. And everybody deals with that who are, genuinely experiencing the gang stalking phenomena, right? I'm not talking about people who are just experiencing, workplace harassment, or they've been blackballed by their community, or there's a social dynamic in their family and they're the scapegoat. I'm talking about the phenomena. The targeted twilight zone of death, where, you're getting the break-ins, you're getting the street theater, you're getting all that stuff that's just beyond belief. And, I had to be honest, because, I've dealt with all that stuff. And I just had, I got to the point where I just didn't care. I just didn't care. If people were doing that, if they were able to, read my mind, whatever. I don't care. If people are trying to be around me, to sucker me into some type of situation or whatever, I don't care. I'll deal with you. Make no mistake. You're not going to be, gaslighting me for very long. Okay. And I'm not going to be rude or anything like that. I'll hang out with you. I ain't scared of you. I guarantee you that. And, once I adopted that, things changed. My world changed. A lot of this stuff is fear-based. Okay? When people get that kind of harassment, whatever it is, that type of street theater, or, they're getting all kinds of different, attacks, that have to do with maybe things of their past or whatever. If you get to the point where you just don't care, literally, you're like, yeah, okay, well, I know you're just a human being too, and you probably got some skeletons in your closet that you're hiding. Get real, right? Once you get over that fear, once you get over the pride, and, you stop being self-conscious, and all that, they're going to have to figure something else out because it's not bothering you. Okay, that's the reality of that. And, people who experience group harassment are people who have been sensitized in a way where they are led to believe that everybody is constantly scrutinizing them. The whole idea is to get them to scrutinize themselves, to internalize all their little faults and imperfections and focus in on that with a laser beam, and just become consumed. And, it's the self-destroyer paranoia. That's what happens. That's what they want. They want targeted individuals to become so self-conscious and, so consumed, with all their imperfections and everything, and, so paranoid, thinking that everybody knows and everybody is watching them all the time, that they just go curl up in a little ball somewhere in a corner and, just wait to die. Well, it's not going to happen. And if you're out there dealing with that, I understand. Because, if people who experience this are going to have to go through that stage. Everybody has. I've gone through it. And you have to get to the point where you just don't care anymore. And you have to realize that you're no different from anybody else. And you're going to get attacked. You cannot hide from this whole thing. I'm afraid to go get a job because I know it's gonna happen. Deal with it. Oh, I'm afraid to go make friends. Just do it. And have the protocol and the realistic expectation that people are going to do it, and you have to be prepared for that. I know that it's not easy, but I've hung out with people who I know are that way, and you know what? I don't care. They don't scare me. They don't. And once you get to that level, I'm going to tell you something right now. They will be afraid of you. Okay. Once they know that they can't push you around and scare you or whatever, they're done. They can't handle it. It's not that you have to sit around and put on a bunch of armor and scare a bunch of people or let them know that you're privy to, whatever. These people will leave you alone because they got nothing at that point. A lot of these things are illusions, and I've talked about that. But, when it comes down to it, especially the people who are, attacking, new targeted individuals and stuff like that, they're just bullies. Okay. They're little mental midgets, and they want to appear bigger than they are. If somebody's got some dirt on you and they've been messing around with you, or, they know something that you don't know, and now they are playing on that because you're ignorant, and, they want to be, Mr. Big or whatever, and they want to rule over you. Well, you're going to have to decide how long that lasts. Okay. Because, when somebody does that, you have to recognize and profile them for who they are. And if somebody is bullying you, if you're getting attacked by a group of people, I don't care if it's at work or in your family or wherever, that says a lot about them. And you don't need to be afraid of people like that because, they're the ones that are grouping together. They are the ones that are insecure, and it's obvious. Okay, and they're playing on your ignorance and a lot of these other things. Once you see these people for who they are, and, the entities you're dealing with for who they are, they're not so big and bad anymore, and it's a lot easier for you to live. And it does suck, okay, because you're going to deal with that, and, people are going to agitate you, but that comes down to protocol and expectations. You need to know that, and you can live as if. And the thing that you need to remember, I always talk about that of course, that's not going to go unpunished. None of this stuff is just going to, be under the radar. These people aren't getting away with anything. And it's also very self-refuting in the sense that, the behavior and the motive behind this activity, is gonna let you see who you're really dealing with. And once you see that, you're gonna look at yourself in a different light, rather than to scrutinize yourself and walk around and feel ashamed and start scrutinizing yourself. Think about it that way, okay? You're actually better than these people, literally, in the current dispensation and the current model of behavior that they have chosen to walk in the light, the truth, the activity that they have chosen to, be a part of. They have put themselves underneath you without even knowing it. And you need to recognize that. Once you do, well, it's going to change your life. And, being classified as, somebody who's paranoid or on the outside of, the social circle or whatever, well, it's different now, especially with what we're dealing with. Ever since the crisis, people wearing masks, people dealing with, the reality of the corruption and inconsistencies of this world, it's in everybody's face. Okay? You'd have to, be wearing a blindfold with earplugs at this point, to not see all the ridiculous things that are going on. And, now we're dealing with inflation. We're at a 30-year high. There's all kinds of things coming down the road. And people are going to have to deal with the fact that not everything is, the way they thought. Okay, people, they might be receiving a different form of indoctrination than you. Okay, a lot of people out there, they're cruising the love boat. Okay, you're on the targeted individual pirate ship of death, but everybody's headed in the same direction. And that reality is going to come crashing down on them. Okay, and, even though you might be experiencing things that in lateral comparisons, other people around you aren't, they're eventually they're gonna see the reality of all this stuff. It's not just going to keep going in obscurity. Okay, and you need to know that. We're headed towards Judgment Day. We are headed towards that reality. And, if all these things wouldn't have happened to you, you'd probably be just like them, trying to figure out, how to make the next online business or, how to buy the next, best coffee shop in town to get yourself enough money to go have those pina coladas on the beach somewhere in fantasy land. Okay. But you know what? That's not reality. And we all have to deal with that. Guys, be good to yourselves. Be safe.